doing Taekwondo. So like, he was my instructor, like yellow belt all the way up to like black belt, first degree, black belt, second degree. My Mr. Miyagi moment with him, it was actually, well, I guess I would say two, it was a very, he was a very important figure for my career. The first one was in a national championship competition that he had brought me out to, and he had told me to do a technique that I didn't quite trust. I mean, like as an athlete, you can see it with like, UFC fighters, they're training and everything. Their coach is like, hey, do this move or whatever, right? And then they go and execute it kind of hesitantly, and then it's like, no, you should have just committed to it, right? And then like when you commit to it, and like you can see like, your coach, that's why you have to have a good trust bond with your coach, that they can see the technique. So Master Alpha, he had told me to do a technique over at Nationals, and it worked. And, to say the least, it worked. It was a final match, it was a gold medal match, and that's when I took a gold medal at national championships, and I was like 13 over in, I think it was San Jose. And that's when I kind of started to appreciate him a little bit more. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like, I do have to trust him a little bit more. My next Master Miyagi moment with him was when I was going to get my black belt. We had this thing called candidacy, and it was kind of like a training program for students going from red belt to black belt. So different schools don't have the brown belt, but brown belt for our school was kind of like a candidate for a black belt. So that was kind of like the training belt, And through that process, you kind of want to strip red belts from like a color belt mindset and kind of put them into like a black belt mindset. It's kind of like I was sharing with you, being in the military and going from like, low realistic to now become like an NCO, now you kind of have to separate yourself. So, it's kind of, it's basically the exact same thing. And yeah.
Help us continue to embrace these human experiences and explore more about ourselves and others by just subscribing. If you like our content, definitely like, comment, share it.